Birds of a feather flock together, but not so birds and humans. Parrots can mimic human speech and sound like people when they repeat words. This has been repeated by some scientists who believe that there is something that helps the parrots to learn how to imitate human speech because these birds don't seem to be able to understand what words mean. We have many interesting topics about animals on our channel. Don't forget to subscribe and like to get new video. Also, you can find beautiful fine art with reasonable prices in the link below. Don't miss it. Mimicking human speech could also be seen as an evolutionary trait in other mammals like dogs or wolves, which may have developed it before humans came along. Parrots have been repeating human words for centuries. They mimic humans, learn from their experience, and pass the knowledge on to others by mimicking them. This is a very interesting way of learning about humans and their society in an efficient way. It's probably what helped parrots to spread so rapidly across the globe. Why do people think that a parrot can't learn anything without seeing it happen? Humans use repetition to remember and learn new concepts. Parrots also repeat what they hear, but they use this ability to learn complicated human language. Humans are good at learning new things quickly and then forgetting them just as quickly. However, parrot brains have the ability to memorize anything that they hear over the course of their lifetime, which is why they are able to learn complicated human language. What is a parrot? A parrot is a bird that has been domesticated for its ability to imitate human speech. The first documented action of using a parrot to mimic a person was during the reign of Queen Elizabeth I in 1600. The bird was used in court to imitate and entertain her children, and guests. By 1619, the parrot had been trained to talk by the Earl of Bedford, who became king after Elizabeth died. Parrots are domestic birds that belong to the Psittacidae family. Parrots are relatively large with strong beaks and hooked, serrated claws. They have a naked, smooth head that is usually brightly colored. Parrots are omnivorous, eating fruit and vegetables, nuts and seeds, as well as insects and other small animals. They have been popular for centuries for their ability to mimic human speech in a wide range of tones, dialects, and accents. How parrots repeat human words and why they do it. Parrots are birds that can learn and speak human words. They repeat what they hear, just like a child learning to speak. For example, if you hear someone say hello, then the parrot will say hello too. Parrots also use verbal mimicry in order to be more social with humans. They make these sounds in order to imitate their human counterparts and gain attention from their audience. Some birds have the ability to imitate human speech, but parrots are the only bird species that have been studied extensively. These birds are able to learn complex language in the same manner as humans. The most common use of parrot language is for teaching them new words, such as what their human wants them to say. A word might take multiple repetitions for a parrot to learn and understand, making it difficult for a person without an understanding of bird language to try and teach them new words. It is thought that parrots may be using an innate ability they share with other animals like dogs, dolphins, and magpies called referential communication, RC. This means they use gestures or sounds that refer to objects in order to request specific actions from their human trainers. What are the parrot's skills and how can they help you? Parrots have an uncanny ability to mimic other sounds and voices. They have an uncanny ability to imitate other sounds and voices. Parrots also have a remarkable memory, which means that they can remember certain words or phrases for years after hearing them only once. This helps in remembering important events or conversations. They are also very affectionate by nature, which makes them popular among pet owners. Parrots serve as great company that is extremely loyal and will always be on your side no matter what. What are those skills? Parrots can talk, mimic sound, remember things, be loyal, and make friends easily. Birds have a large range of skills that can help humans in many different ways. For example, some birds like to mimic sounds or be taught to do tricks for food rewards. These skills can be very useful for content writers who need help with generating ideas or performing well-known tasks. How to train your own pet bird to repeat human words. Training your bird to say certain phrases is not easy at all, but with a few tricks, it can be done with ease. A bird's vocabulary is limited, so they have to learn their words the same way humans do. They usually learn the words by listening to their owner and repeating them. Train your bird to repeat human words by offering it a treat whenever it repeats a word correctly. You can also play games like Hangman with your pet and make it guess letters for you. You should try these methods before bringing your bird in for professional help from an expert. The many ways birds can use their clever skills in the real world. Birds are fascinating creatures that have been making music and performing tricks for centuries. With a built-in sense of curiosity, birds can easily learn how to use their skills in ways that people can benefit from. Birds can be taught how to use their skills in the following ways. Teaching them to find things, like lost objects or caged animals. Teaching them to play games. Teaching them to make sounds and melodies. Teaching them different types of dances. Birds like crows, ravens, and more are known for their intellect. They are excellent at problem solving, and because of that, they have been able to use their intelligence to their advantage in the real world. Birds can use their skills in many ways in the real world. Some examples include those. 1. Crows are known for using sticks to fish out insects from inside hard-to-reach places. 2. Ravens have even been spotted using a shiny object as a lure to catch mice and other small animals. Creative ways birds can help teach children and adults. Writing is a skill that has been developed over a long period of time. It is an individual effort that has been honed by humans. However, as technology advances, there are ways in which humans can develop their skill set at a faster pace and more efficiently. Suggestions for methods to help teach children. 1. Read them stories about birds. 2. Teach them about birds through role play. 3. Have them write about why they think birds are good animals to have around. There are many creative ways in which birds can help teach children and adults. Birds have a wisdom that is beyond their years and provide a great amount of knowledge. One way to use birds as educators is by teaching them new skills or by putting them to work on educational tasks. One example of this is the use of birds' nests for kids to learn about ecosystems, as well as for adults who are trying to expand their knowledge about birds. Educators can also try out new things with different bird species and watch how they react accordingly. How to teach your pet to speak. There are many instances where animals would like to communicate with humans, but they just don't know how to express themselves. Examples of these scenarios include, but are not limited to, a dog who is so happy that the owner has returned home from work and wants to show them affection. A cat that is looking for food and wants to be fed. A parrot that is planning on a visit and wants directions how to get there. In order for these animals to communicate effectively with their owners, they need training from an expert in animal communication, such as a professional animal communicator or pet psychic. However, this can be difficult for a pet owner who doesn't have the time or money for this type of service. In this instance, you can benefit from using a pet sitter like Dog Vaki, who offers care and monitoring services in exchange for your leftovers and your address. How do parrots learn to speak, and what can they say? Parrots are known to be intelligent animals. They are capable of learning new words in a very short span of time. Parrots learn the same way humans do, by listening and imitating sounds that they hear. They can pick up new words from their owner or other birds. Their ability to learn is triggered by the number of different calls their brains process each day. These birds have been seen for thousands of years in many cultures around the world, and have impacted many people's lives in different ways, from teaching us how to speak, to keeping secret messages, or even being used as therapy animals. When do birds start speaking and why? Birds are the most popular bird species for many reasons. They are known for their unique calls and beautiful feathers, yet they also have a long history of speaking like humans. Birds have been heard to speak in different languages, mimic human speech, and even sing songs. Birds have also been seen communicating with other birds through calls and songs. The purpose of these calls is to establish territory or locate food, mates, and nesting areas. Humans are the only species that cannot understand the language of birds. It is believed that it is because of the fact that birds have evolved to be able to create vocalizations with their feathers or wings. The evolution of bird vocalization has been a gradual process, and there are no clear borders between bird voice and mechanical sound. A recent study by Dr. Vincent Janik revealed how birds can actually talk in complete sentences, unlike most other animals which make only sounds without any human meaning. How to train a pet bird to talk like humans and other animals. There are countless bird species that are capable of talking. They might sound a little different, but they can still understand us. These birds need to be raised from a young age in order to learn the language from their human caretakers. To raise a pet bird like this, the first step is to find one that can talk and put it in your home. It is also important to keep an eye out for its talkativeness, since not all birds are this talkative. Once you have a bird with the capability of talking, you will want to start training it early as possible so that it can learn as much as it can before it goes off on its own. There are many ways to train a pet bird to talk like humans and other animals. This process is fun, interactive, and successful. Training your bird to talk is not as easy as it might seem. You need patience, consistency, and lots of creativity. Training a pet bird is not only about getting them to speak your language, but also teaching them their own language so that you can learn about their behavior and personality type. How can you teach your pet bird to speak more comfortably? More importantly, how can you teach your parrot to talk more comfortably? There are a few steps you should follow in order to master the art of talking to your parrot. Start by giving them lots of enrichment items and talking to them a lot. You can also use clicker training to get their attention and teach them commands like come or stop. Training your bird is not an easy task, but it will be worth it once they start speaking back. Oftentimes we forget that our birds and other pets also have a personality, just like us. Pets often have their own likes, dislikes, patterns, desires, fears, etc. This is why keeping pets as pets is so important. Conclusion for why parrot repeat human words. It has a variety of explanations, but the most commonly accepted answer is that it's simply because they can. They can mimic sounds and imitate words, so repeating them back seems like a natural thing to do.